Hello, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, over 360 cop stories. In addition to that, over 200 question and answers. We just finished a segment on how to train a recruit out of the academy. Lots of discs on that one. It came out really well. I'm surprised how I can remember that 40-some years later. Ask me a question. I'll answer it directly, and we'll put it on video. Okay, so if you want to ask me a question, email me at RSBcopstories@gmail.com. Okay, now, I got some stories here that came up. My friend and I both play golf, so the other day we were touring some things, and he says, "Hey, how about some golf stories?" And I'm going, and then we started thinking, oh man, there's a lot of them. Okay, so you think that you're normal? You think, or put it this way, you think you're normal, and you think officers are normal because we have to pass psychological exams, heavy battery of psych exams, because why? You trust us to carry a weapon, and you can't go out there with some kind of issues about, I was beaten as a child, or my mom got beat up by my dad, and I go to a family dispute, and here you got a guy beat up his wife, and you can just walk up to him, just slug him out. You can't do that, okay? You can't we're humans, so they screen you. And so once in a while you get people that get through, unfortunately, that are bad, and never shouldn't have been in. They get fired and whatever, prosecuted. But that's why we get psychological tests. Okay, so I'll tell you these stories, that's why I'm prefacing this, is we're supposed to be sane people here, and some things we do are kind of goofy. Some things, none of them illegal, just dumb, stupid, unethical, and pretty dumb, stupid, unethical. Okay, so let me tell you what, I'll start here. There's a bunch of them. Okay, this is one of the funnier ones. Okay, we have cop tournaments all the time, just cops, and they bring their friends. And 99% of the time, I could even say 100% of the time, they're all fundraisers. And we don't go on the news and all brag about this stuff. Someone like Gary Sinise, the actor, he gives money in millions to the veterans. He doesn't boast that. I mean, Denzel Washington does it too. They don't talk about it. They just do it. They're doers, okay? So cops are doers, and firemen too. We have golf tournaments, and the money that's made goes to one of the guys who are planning at charities. Usually it's a police memorial fund. Those are for widows and orphans of police officers most of the time, but it goes to other charities too. So it's fun. You pay about $90. The golf club will on Monday most of the time. Some of them are private. They'll close down on Mondays and let the officers use the golf course for free. So you get the golf course for free, you provide some hot dogs and hamburgers and chips and stuff, and the rest of the profit goes right to the charities. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat to go out there. Okay, so we have a tournament. 120 golfers, and usually 120 golfers, you'll have about 30 or 40 will be non-cops, because they bring your friends. Cops will bring a friend, you have a foursome, maybe 2 cops, 2 civilians, that kind of thing. So you have a mix. I bet 70-30 split on the officers, 70%, 30% civilians. And they have a lot of booze on these things, okay? Because they want you to drink. They want you to they charge $1 a drink or $5 a pop. All it all goes to charity. They get the booze donated. Everything's donated because they know it's going to go to charity, okay? So one term we're playing in a golf course out there, a big golf course near a dam, huge golf course. And so we're playing. And I heard some of this and I saw some of this. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what I saw. We're going down a par 5. Now, par 5s are if you're going to play golf, they're very long holes. And this one goes right next to the dam, right next to the buildup of earth. Goes right down the straight shot. Long. So we're on the tee, and we hit our balls, and we're driving off the tee, and we see a guy next to a tree. We can hear him yelling. He's throwing F-bombs. What's that guy doing? Look, that's weird. So we get closer, and this is what we see, okay? A naked guy throwing F-bombs, handcuffed to a tree, okay? And he's reaching out with his legs. I'm sorry, he's leaning back, trying to get his clothes. Somebody folded his clothes on top of his shoes and his golf hat and everything, and put it this much away from him to be able to reach it. Okay? And he's screaming and take me off these handcuffs. And we're looking over, of course, we're looking like, okay, this is a cop tournament. Somebody cuffed this guy to a tree, and we don't know whether he's a policeman or a civilian, okay? We assumed it's probably a civilian, because if it's a cop, they usually handcuff him, then they'll go down there and come back 10 minutes later and take him off, because it's, we're all buddies here. So we're in the fairway, and of course he's yelling at us, take his handcuffs off, and he goes, what happened to you? Nothing, are you a cop? No, I came with so-and-so. He starts throwing out the guy's name and F-bombs, and, okay, well, I don't have any keys. Okay, all right, we all carry keys, okay? We all carry handcuffs. Even when we're off duty. At those times I was off duty, but I was still active, so I always carry all my equipment with me, on the golf course. We're habit. We carry guns and handcuffs. I don't have a key. He's throwing, that's a bunch of ass. Okay, well, I'll see you later. We just drove off. Of course, we laughed the whole way. Okay, so we get to the next box, and there's one of the guys that's running the tournaments there, and really nice guy. And I said, what happened to him? Now, this is part of the story. I'll tell you that we hear things and I see things. Okay, he said that this guy was mad because something happened to a golf ball or something. He thought one of the officers had stolen it, okay? One of his fellow players. And he was there. He was a banker, and he's there with a friend of a policeman. And so they were denying it, and they had an argument out there, and now he's F-bombing everybody on this group. It was him and 3 other cops, and one of the cops there was his friend. And they're F-bombing his friend, you know. You protect this. He's arguing over a golf ball, but he doesn't even know if he took it or not, okay? We're not in the business of stealing. We don't steal stuff, okay? So apparently, I heard from this guy, his buddy got so mad at him. Of course, now remember, everybody's been drinking a little bit. He got so mad at him that he tackled him, because he said, he's a little guy too. So, you know, I'll fight all you guys. I mean, can you imagine? Okay, come on. We're only playing golf here. So his own partner, his buddy, tackles him, and they take off his clothes, and they drag him over to the tree, and they handcuff him, and they tell him he shouldn't be doing that. He shouldn't be F-bombing the department, us, my partner, me, all this other lecturing this guy. Of course, the whole time he was screaming. That was just great. So they folded his clothes and put it, again, 2 feet away where he couldn't reach him. And they left him there. So we're like, oh, okay. I mean, it's none of my concern, okay? Is there a crime here? I don't know. I don't think so. Battery? Maybe. I don't know what the crime is here. I have no idea. I don't know nothing. Okay, so we play the rest of the game. Okay. And then we were about halfway through the round at this time. Yeah, so the rounds are like 4 hours. So we're a couple hours go by, and now everybody's in the clubhouse. There's 120 of us in there, or who knows how many. You know, they're getting ready for the banquet. They have a person there from the charity is going to accept the check from the group. I mean, really nice. It's a very organized thing. I mean, it's a neat thing to do. If you feel good about that, there's no bad thing about this. Okay, so we're all getting ready for the presentation. In walks this guy. Okay, he's not wearing a shirt. He's his pants on. He's barefoot. He's got all his clothes with him. Okay. He walks in and everybody's looking at him. Of course, most of the guys, put it this way, half the guys didn't know what happened because they were ahead of the handcuffing. Does that make sense? Okay, they didn't know anything about it. It was behind them. But the other half of the group knew because we were coming up and we knew what happened here. He walks in, F you guys. Now he starts yelling. Okay, everybody just stops. There's a silence. You know, I didn't do. They did this to me, and he's yelling and everything else. And of course, his buddy and the other guys, they left. Okay, they weren't there. Okay, so he's looking around for his buddy, right? I know he's in here somewhere, and he's calling out the guy's name. And of course, the guys are going, "Shut up, get out of here!" You know, and because you know that kind of person, not an officer. We just know that, okay? Because somebody obviously took the cuffs off. You know, I'm gonna file charges. He goes, I'm gonna call the cops. Blah blah blah. And then so a couple of guys stand up, old timers, been on like 25 years, and they go, "We work this area. You want to make a complaint?" He goes, "Yeah. I want so and so. Well, I don't know about that. We have no witnesses to this thing, so you're just making a false allegation. We're not going to take us." He's trying to make a complaint in the division where these guys work, and they're the ones that can ultimately take the report, and they're saying, we don't have any evidence to take the report. So he's pretty much stuck unless he goes to get a sergeant. You know, again, this is not a thing you're going to tell the sergeant, okay, I got drunk, I have bombed my partners, I accuse them of taking my golf ball, I challenged them to fight, and somebody cut me to a tree and I want prosecution. Okay, that really isn't anything except maybe unethical. And the sergeant could take the complaint and investigate it. And I know there's 115 guys that are going to say, I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, so this is basically a futility act. Nothing's going to happen. Believe me, I was a supervisor. Unless you have witnesses, you can't prove anything. This is one of those trees fall in the forest. If there's no witnesses, there's no case because it's your word against the other guy. And you know the other guy that cuffed him, he's his friend. You're going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. So you really don't have anything here. So, I mean, I know it's kind of stupid, it's funny, it's crazy, but that's what happened. So we're all laughing. Of course, he goes, oh, this is not the end of this. I'll have this guy's head. I'm going to the city council. I'm going to the chief of police. And the guy's yelling, get out of here before you cuff you again. Uh-oh. He looked like this. And he took off. I think he thought someone was going to cuff him again. He did not like that experience. The look on his face when somebody said, we'll cuff you again, got a really huge reaction from him. It stopped him right in his tracks. I figured, I'm in the wrong room here. You got to know your crowd. IMC retirements, I tell some jokes that bomb. I tell some jokes that are great. Got to know your audience. Okay, so he's in the wrong place for that. Okay, everybody's in here, got guns, got handcuffs. This is not the place to be. So anyway, of course he's F-bombing the whole way. And a couple of guys got up and walked out and watched him to see what he was going to do. And he got finished dressing in the parking lot, got in his car and took off. And then he comes back and goes, he left. And then he goes, maybe he's going to go make a report. I don't know. Give me another beer. I mean, I can care less. Okay. So this is what happened at this tournament. Okay. I try to make it a little faster than some of these stories, but it was pretty funny. I mean, we were laughing the whole time, all the way. The last 2 hours, of course, we were a little bit we weren't drunk, but we had a couple beers. It was even funnier, obviously, when you had a few. But to see that happen, you know, it's one of those things where you guys that golf out there, you've been out there sometime. Once in a while, you'll see some obnoxious golfer that you either get teamed with, or he's on the other fairway. He's throwing his clubs. He's F-bombing. Really, whose fault is that golf shot? It's your fault. But to see that, you go, oh, wow. But to see a result of that, Ridley right in front of you, a handcuffed guy, it was pretty funny. I never forget that. It was a long time ago. Never forgot that. Anyway, so that's one golf story. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.